Well, hello YouTube, back into the shop. The other day, oh, I'm good. Pretty clean, yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. All right. So today we're going to rivet this piece and get all that riveted on. We have the piece. Actually, this is the side that I forgot to paint. We got that painted. I don't know how I missed that. So we've got to put some pieces together, some sub-assembly and everything, and then we will get that that cap riveted and everything. And then what we'll probably do is, so we can keep the progress going, as I said yesterday, I am expecting another one of these. This is the back spar to come in from Vans. But until then, I believe, obviously I can't rivet it to the ribs where those holes are, but what I can do is put it in there and go ahead and get the backs or the front spar riveted in and get that in place. And then I can put this in at a later date. So we'll see what we can do, right? It's not a race or anything. We got to do it right. We got to do it safely, right? Safety, right? Right, safety, right? Yeah. So those are the key elements. So we'll do what we can do and everything. But we do have, about 50, 60 rivets to put in. And I'll tell you, those end caps, those winglet, those end pieces, pretty complex as far as the riveting goes. So we'll do what we can, and then it is what it is, and everything. So like always, you guys know the routine. You've been here long enough. This plane's not going to build itself, so I got to get to work. All right, YouTube. So one, as I used to call it with the Clecos in it, the medieval torture device. All right, so the secret to this is that I actually used the bucking bar, so I mounted it using the blocks into the vise and then used the pneumatic to do those. What I would recommend is when you're putting on this cap, the instructions say do the end first and then work your way. So I alternated every other Cleco back and forth from row to row. And what I mean from here is I put a Cleco here and a Cleco here, like zigzag. And that pretty much got all the holes in alignment. If there was a hole that wouldn't align before drilling it out, I just riveted around that hole, and that kind of brought everything into alignment. There was only 2 holes that I actually had to match drill again, or to re-drill to get them to line up because they weren't lining up. You can see they're pretty much lined up with that one. There's maybe this one might. Nope, it's fine. It's just the angle. So everything pretty much lines up, but you might run into a situation where the rivets don't quite want to go in straight, or won't go in because it's not lining up. And my recommendation there is just rivet around it. So if this one didn't want to go in, I would rivet all the way around it, and that usually, or that did get everything to line back up. And the only, like I said, the only thing, I had 2 holes here at the end because you work from here and you work your way out. I had, I think this hole, and actually this hole here was a little bit off. And I think it had more to do with the part when it was warped. When I was putting it together here, I kind of bent these end tabs, these end noses. So I think it was kind of cockeyed a little bit, and that caused this back end. Because if you remember, like if you're off a 1/8 of an inch, by the time you go out a foot, you're going to be off quite a bit. So I think that this was kind of cockeyed more this way, and that caused it to twist a little bit. But it pretty much came back into alignment. I only had to drill out, and it was just ever so slightly. I just had to tap it, and it lined right back up. So there you go. This piece here is going to take you a bit, and just like everything else, this one here, you're gonna have to take your time on. I was unable to get the squeezer in to squeeze those, so I actually bucked those and everything. So yeah, so there you go. One tip, elevator tip I don't know what they call this, the elevator, let's see, it's tip ribs. So one elevator tip rib done, and yeah, so took me a lot longer than I expected, but you know, it is what it is. You can't rush these things. I did spray a little bit more paint. You know, this is the one that I had to repaint yesterday, so it was only 24 hours. And so bending that, when I bent that to try to get the pneumatic in there, which I didn't use anyways, it peeled the paint. So I just shot it again with some paint. So yep, tip rib is done. And now, like I said, we're already done with the nut plates. We've already completed that. So now I think what we'll probably do is move on to this. I got to drill this this hole here, but we will go ahead and get this the front spar with the side rib, and then the mounting horn. I think they call this the horn. So we'll get that done, and yeah, then we're gonna. This is where we're gonna need that piece, which of course you guys all know. We're waiting on Vans to get that replacement piece over to us, and everything. So yeah, that is critical. And unfortunately, it does have to be riveted in. So we're gonna have to get to this point here, and then it's gonna be a waiting game for Vans to get us this part. There's just no way around it. I thought I could possibly just put the other one in there as a spacer and then pull it out, but no, the instructions clearly say you actually rivet this in, get these riveted in, and then you put the front spar. This is the back, so this is the tailing edge of the elevator. So you get this in, and then that is actually riveted in. So there's not much we can do, and everything, but we can get this done, which I'm going to work on right now. All right, YouTube, there we go. Like I said earlier in the earlier videos, as you guys can see, I got this completed. I went ahead and got the control arm and the rib attached to the spar, so that's all ready to go. I went ahead and moved it around so that way I can make sure that I verify my orientation, make sure everything is aligning the way it should be. And as I said earlier, I was thinking that I could use this front spar or the rear spar as a placeholder so I get the spacing, but the instructions clearly say, and you know, you can deviate a little bit from the instructions or order of operations. The problem is that they use this, in this case, I know for a fact because did the other one, as you guys know, up there, they're using this to kind of set the spacing for these ribs, to line these ribs up. So this is not something that you can put in and then take back out and everything. So I'm kind of stuck in the water. I'm looking here further onto the plans, and there's not a whole lot I can do at that point, except for, and this is probably what I'll do, is I'll go ahead and get these wedges cut, and those go in the tailing edge, not the leading edge. The leading edge is the front of the wing, or the front of the wing. This is the tailing, but we got to place those wedges. So I'll go ahead and get those wedges cut. The other thing is we have the elevator trim. And there's a design here. So I'll go ahead and get these, I want to say clips, built out, and we'll go ahead and get started on the elevator trim pieces to to kind of get us through this while we're waiting on that front spar to come in. So that's what we will do next is I'll go ahead and get these pieces cut out of the foam block, which is right here. Here's the bundle of foam blocks, so it's not anything major. So we'll get those cut, and then I'll go ahead and get this clip. This is show you guys that is a clip that slides over that elevator trim and to kind of hold it together. And so we'll get all that done and go ahead and get the elevator trim pieces cut and get those assembled while we're waiting. So we can do that. We can move into this part of the plans and everything. And so there you go. Man, we're getting pretty close to that guy. Yeah, that's going to be exciting stuff. So, all right. So that will wrap up another couple hours in the shop, and got a lot done tonight and everything. So I do appreciate you guys spending the time with me and helping to keep me motivated. And also these videos help me tremendously. Not only are we recording the progress, but to put the videos together, it kind of helps me formulate a plan, because as I think about how I want to shoot the videos, I'm also thinking about how I'm building the airplane. So it's very important. So like always, if you want to leave a comment or some feedback, feel free to do that in the comment section. And you know, like always, be safe, take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, and God bless you.